relations with all of our neighbours, including China, but there clearly are some tensions, with the islands in the South China Sea, in particular, with the reefs, I should say, and shoals in the South China Sea. And my own view, and the government's view, is that China would be better advised, in its own interests, frankly, not to be pushing the envelope there, and that is why there's been resistance against that activity.
All right, let's try to whip around a few other things, again,
Sure.
Against this backdrop of your first principles that you've outlined. Given that you say that you are a believer in the free market, lean government and so on, why do you support sticking with a direct action plan on climate change, which is a massive government intervention, rather than a market-based mechanism?
Well, look, it works, Lee. The real objective of climate change policy is to cut your emissions. And there are many different roads you can go down.
Why not go down with one, though, that actually matches your first principles and is a market-based?
No, but just hang on. The object of climate policy is to reduce your emissions. There are many different ways you can do that. You can do that by regulation. You can do that by putting a fixed price on carbon, a carbon tax. You can do it by an emissions trading scheme. You can do it by a series of measures which people describe as direct action, but in truth what Greg Hunt has set up is an emissions reduction fund. It's capped. It has been very successful so far. It has reduced, it's cut about 47 million tonnes of emissions at a price of less than $14 a tonne. So the fact is that what Greg has designed is a set of measures that he and we are confident will be able to reduce our emissions to at the rate we're proposing, at a very manageable cost. Now, the answer is, what's good about the Emissions Reduction Fund and the other mechanisms the government has in place? What's good about them is they're working. So, we're not looking for theoretical or economic theoretical purity here. We're looking for practical measures that work, and there's no doubt that all of the advice we have suggests that the government's policies will achieve the reductions that we're taking to the Paris Conference of the Parties.
As we